If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy, and today we are going to be going over my March TBR where I play Clue Rivals and have it pick my books. Little Leon is just going to be our guest for the intro, and then he's going to go hang out with Dad. So, your hair's a mess, kiddo. A little update. So February was a rough month. I did not pick up a book the entire time. I had a lot of family things go on, a lot of medical things happen. Just reading was not a thing. So I'm in my Clue. I'm not going to be pulling any of the cards to help me narrow down, person, place, or thing. But I am going to not make myself unhaul the books I didn't read from my jar picks, because usually that's the thing, is if it's the standalone, I unhaul it. If it's the series, it gets pushed on to the next month. I'm not putting myself through that this month. So yeah, that is our little intro. All right, now that Leon is situated, let's start off with our jar pulls. So if you're new here, I have these two jars of, this one is all standalones, and hold on, my fingers, they're not, they keep, like, the cards keep going, paper keeps there. This one's all series, standalones, so of my owned TBR. So all of the books behind me are either in this jar or this jar. This one is all my series. So there's our two. And our two picks are, first one, Beyond the Moon, and then Heart and Soul. All right, so apparently we're doing romance, because we've got Beyond the Moon right here by Catherine Taylor, and then I think this is the first one in the, because like it's technically, yeah, this is out of the series. Yeah, I think this is the first one. Heart and Soul by Jen Frederick. So there's our jar pulls. I'll set up the clue and get you moved, and then we're gonna find out how this month's gonna go, and hopefully we'll be able to get these two on our game. All right, let's go. All right, so here's our game setup. Last time we played, we ended on the coffee table. Of course, I have my checklist right here of what I've been to and what I pull. We're not pulling any cards because I didn't read any books, but I still want to try and get to each place at least once before I double back. So, roll number 1 is a 6. So I can go just about anywhere. Let's see. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I could go to the candlestick go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mr. Green. One, two, obviously Colonel Mustard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The fireplace. We are going to go, or we could hit the chess table. Or the piano. Wait, have we been to the chess table? Yes, we have. We've been to the chess table and the piano. So, let's go with... Nope. I'm too indecisive. I don't know why I play these games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go with Mr. Green. And his prompt is read a book that has been chosen by someone else. So, looks like my husband's going to be choosing a book for me. Roll number 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be up there. We've been to the lead pipe, I am certain. I don't really want to go to Mrs. Scarlet. Well, maybe I could. Because I've been here, I've been here, I've been here, I've been here, been here, been there. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Miss Scarlet. And her prompt is read a book featuring a femme fatale. Roll number 3. Really? 2? One, 2. So blank spaces are free picks. And 4th roll, last roll, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, it's either Colonel Mustard, a free space, or the candlestick. We'll do the candlestick, which is read a book with either gold, silver on the cover, or a shiny cover. Okay, we have our books. I was debating for a really long time if I wanted to not use both of the jar picks for prompts, because sometimes I feel like I'm cheating, but at the same time, with the month I had in February, I don't want to overload myself this month. And this is already a pretty chunky stack compared to, January and February. Like, this is really tall. So, first roll, we had Mr. Green. And his is a book that's been chosen by someone else. So I asked my husband to pick me a book, and he was nice enough to pick me a book from our jar picks, and it's Beyond the Moon by Catherine Taylor. I don't fully understand this book at all. What if love could last more than just one lifetime? In 1916, First Lieutenant Robert Lovett is a patient at Coldbrook Hall Convalescent Hospital in Sussex. A gifted artist, he's been wounded in the First World War. Shell-shocked and suffering from hysterical blindness, he can no longer see his own face, let alone paint, and life seems increasingly hopeless. A century later, in 2017, medical student Louisa Casson has just lost her beloved grandmother, her only family. Heartbroken, she drowns her sorrows in alcohol on the South Downs cliffs, only to fall accidentally partway down. Doctors fear she may have attempted suicide, and Louisa finds herself involuntarily admitted to Coldbrook Hall Psychiatric Hospital, an unfriendly and chaotic place. Then one day, while secretly exploring the Victorian Hospital's ruined, abandoned wing, Louisa stumbles across a dark, old-fashioned hospital room. Inside, laying on an iron-framed bed, is a mysterious, sightless young man who tells her he was hurt at the Battle of Somme, a World War I battle more than 100 years ago, and his name is Lieutenant Robert Lovett. So there's like this portal, fantasy, historical fiction, romance. So I don't know how to fully classify it, but that is what Cliff picked for me. After that, we had Miss Scarlet, a book featuring a femme fatale. So again, my husband helped me decide which book to choose. Mainly because there's a book I want to read, but I didn't know if the character in it would be considered a femme fatale. So I said Black Widow from Marvel is a good example. So would you consider Izzy from Shadowhunters to be a femme fatale? And he said yes. So I'm going to be reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, the first book in the Mortal Instruments. Basically, Clary Frey is this normal everyday girl, somehow witnesses the death of a demon, and then finds out about this whole world of demons, vampires, and werewolves. And Clary, her mother disappears and is attacked by a demon, but no one understands why this normal girl, like, this is happening to her. Like, she's not supposed to be able to see these things because there's like a glamour, but she can see them, and now this stuff is happening. So what's really going on? And none of this is spoilers because it's all right there, I promise. Next, the pick was a free pick, and so I'm going with Heart and Soul by Jen Frederick. It's a romance. As a Korean adoptee, Hara Wilson doesn't need anyone telling her she looks different from her white parents. She knows. Every time Hara looks in the mirror, she's reminded that she doesn't look like anyone else in her family. Not her loving mother Ellen, not her jerk of a father Pat, and certainly not Pat's new wife and new real son. At the age of 25, she thought she had come to terms with it all. But when her father suddenly dies, an offhand comment at his funeral triggers an identity crisis that has her running off to Seoul in search of her roots. What Hara finds there has all the makings of a classic K-drama, a tall, mysterious stranger who greets her at the airport, spontaneous adventures across the city, and a mess of familial ties, along with a red string of destiny that winds its way around her heart and soul. Hara goes to Korea looking for answers, but what she gets instead is love, a forbidden love that will either welcome Hara home or destroy her chance at finding one. So it's a nice little book. I'm assuming it'll be quite quick to read. And then lastly, we had The Candlestick, which is read a book with either gold, silver, or a shiny cover. So gold or silver being like the colors of them, or a shiny cover. And this one kind of covers both. And I picked it definitely because I've been saving it for March, because March is the month in which the Iditarod occurs, and this book is inspired by the Iditarod. So we have Cold the Night, Fast the Wolves by Meg Long. This is a YA sci-fi where A girl has to basically win this race with a wolf to escape this frozen tundra of a planet that just is a terrible place to live. Feel the rush. A lone girl determined to survive. The feral wolf she must learn to trust. Only one chance to escape their icy planet. A race across the deadly tundra. As the girl and the wolf forge a tenuous bond and fight to escape ice goblins, giant bears, and the ruthless gang leader intent on trapping them both, one question drives them relentlessly forward. Where do you turn when there's nowhere to hide? Cold the Night, Fast the Wolves is a captivating, breathless debut about survival and found family that delivers a fresh twist on classic survival stories. So there's that. So, our monthly TBR, well, our March TBR is looking like that. So, a lot thicker than the last two I've done, but that's okay. So, comment down below if any of these books seem interesting to you, or if you've read some of them, and let me know your thoughts. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. Subscribe if you want to see more like me, more of me. And don't forget, remember, you are loved and you are valued.